Okay, I'm not used to streaming on YouTube. I'm normally a Twitch guy. So here we go. We're going to do a Mirrodin block +1. We have an, let's see, Darksteel, 5th Dawn, Onslaught, and another one, which doesn't belong to that. But we're going to bring out some stuff here, and then we're going to do... I have a cousin that inherited part of an old defunct card shop. Only part of. So we're doing the magic part of that. He, she, they, them, whatever. I don't know how to do that. I'm an old fart, so we're not gonna get too excited about that. There's Darksteel. We got Darksteel, 5th Dawn, Onslaught, and then we have a bonus pack here. And then we're gonna go over one of the binders, maybe two of the binders. There is a lot of binders here, so it might take a month or two for us to get through this all. I am going to be not very consistent here, so whatever. I don't know how to do that. Oh man. Okay, stop shaking. Got Chandra in the background. And we're just gonna go with it. The kids aren't here tonight. It's very late and probably nobody's gonna see this. And I don't care, but we're gonna have to go back and do some shorts. Oh my goodness. Boy, some of these old packs are very tough. There we go. Okay. Darksteel. We got Doubling Cube, Mycosynth Golem, Crucible of Worlds, Grinding Station, Vidalcan Orrery, Quark Clan, Ironworks, Beacon of Immortality, Auriok Champion, Paradise Mantle, Silent Arbiter, and Staff of Domination. Those are like the top 10. So we're going to do that now. And we'll just see where we come up there. And that's okay. Darksteel Pendant. Indestructible. Destroy effects and lethal damage. Don't destroy it. Look at the top card of your library. You may put that card on the top of your library. It's kind of fun. Some of these old cards sound great in the old days, and now they just don't do it. And I don't think my chat is working right, so if you're typing something and I don't see it, I apologize. Spawning Pit. That's not one of them. Oh my goodness. Well, we'll have to look at that because this is an older set, and some of these older sets, the foils are worth way more than we imagine. Put that right there. Oh, I don't. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I had to use my teeth. That's the way it is. Okay, this is Darksteel, right? Oh no, no, this is just on. Oh. Okay, we did Darksteel first. I'm sorry. I didn't have it in the right order, but it is what it is. Untouched Mirror, Vicious Betrayal, Horned Helm, Dawn's Reflection, Spark Elemental, Baton of Courage, Cumilox. I don't even know how to say that. Well, I was talking about the. Never mind. Avarice Totem, Devouring Shadow, Bedelkin Shackles. Well, that's nothing that's on my list. Onslaught is a frightening one. Just saying. That's where all those crazy lands are. Polluted Delta, Flooded Strand, Wooded Foothills, Windswept Heath, Bloodstained Mire, Mana Echoes. There's a lot of stuff in this set. Oh my gosh. Again, I have to use my teeth. And that is... Actually, it makes me feel a little better that I had to tear it apart to get it apart. Just Guile, Taunting Elf, Crown of Suspicion, Glory Seeker, Gust Cloak Runner, Wretched Arnid, Brightstone Ritual, Crows and Tusker, Nantuko Husk. I think I have that one in a foil somewhere. Maybe I'm thinking wrong. Secluded Step. Secluded Step comes into play tapped. Add 1 white to your mana pool. Blistering Firecat. Well, that is not on my list, so it's less than $30. Just saying. Okay. The bonus pack. Okay. Commander Legends. Just for the fun of it. We have something a little more modern. The other three were rather old. You can have something ridiculous in them. Let's get that to focus. Come on. Gift of Paradise. Impulsive. Well, Impulsive Pilferer. Good Lord. Prying Eyes. Howling Golem. Dragon Egg. Scob Goliath. Street Court Denizen. Ambush Viper. Marble Diamond. Bitter Revelation. Palace Sentinels. Amorphous Axe. Opal Palace. Which isn't exactly a bad card, but it is what it is. Vow of Duty. Guildless Commons Land. Interest tapped. Again. Victimize. The guildless commons seems like a victimize. We were a druid. Solemn ritualist. Flesh sculpture. Flesh brag marauder. Yeah, nothing exciting there. Yeah. It's late here. So we're gonna do the let's see. What do we got? We got a couple here which will probably not fit. I don't know if any of this will fit very well. We're going to tear a lot of these out because they've been in there for 20 plus years. And some of them actually stick. Quarian Druid. A lot of these have prices from late 90s, early 2000s. Dwarven Bloodletter. And some of them have multiples. Dear Lord. Crush of Worms. 6 and 3 green. My goodness. But 3, 6, 6 green worm. Okay, well. You can see that, right? We're just going to pull all these out because I have played with some of these and they are way sticky and some of them actually ruin the cards. Yawgmoth's Agenda. It's cool. And some of these have old Scotch tape on them for some reason. Guilt Feeder. It's kind of funny, they have the old 1999, 2005 prices on them. Some of them are accurate, some of them are way, way off. That's why we're doing this. This one's a double. Oh, it's a triple. And this is Urza. Wait, Urza's Destiny? Is that the beaker? Master Healer. Alright, you can decide. I don't care. We're just going to go through it, pull it out, and we're going to sort them out and separate them later because some of these are way out of line price-wise. Semi-Master, it's a rare. Nothing there. Cephalid Constable. Another rare. And that's it. I do not have a lot of. It is there, but not a lot of it. There's probably more in these binders than anything else. Mirari's Wake. Looks like this was $4 or $7 at some point, and it was changed. There's still a mist of stagnation. One, and there's two. They're in very nice shape from the same set. Judgment, Pulse Mage Advocate. I'm sorry, I didn't get that very well in there. There we go. Damping Engine. Another Urza set. And I can never tell these straight. I'm sorry. Gears, Beaker, Hammer. The Beaker is Destiny, I believe. The Gears is Saga. I could be wrong, though, because I can never remember these. So, if I'm wrong, forgive me. It is not my thing, because I can never remember it all. I'm sorry. Delaying shield. The little squiggly freaking drives me nuts. Judgment again. Fledgling Dragon. Like I said, all of this stuff is old stuff. The first 10, 15 years of Magic. So, forgive me if it doesn't come out well here. Solitary Confinement. Judgment again. Spelljack. And I don't think there's a ton of stuff in Judgment that is worth a lot, but there are a couple. There's always a couple in every set, right? Sylvan Safekeeper. And I'm just trying to throw this out there because, you know, my cousin gave me the opportunity to bring this stuff out. Well, if that was a black border, that would be Legends, but it's not. It's a white border, so that is Chronicles. And that crap's kind of hard to keep out. You got Chronicles and Anthologies, and you run the same set symbols here that you would in the normal set, but the normal sets have a black border here, and that drives me nuts. I get excited when I see some stuff and like, yeah, oh crap, it's the other one. So that drives me nuts. Just saying, it's not just me. It's what they did, and I don't know. I think in my mind, why did they do that? Why did they keep the same set symbols when it's not the same set? I think it's just some modern thing. Okay, that's 6, and a rare called the Wild. Here's another foil. I actually have a bunch of old foils. And this is just one of them. That's Judgment, but it's... Yeah, Judgment had a rare and uncommon. So this is a common foil. We have... Not me. Oh, look, they put tape over it. This was probably an awesome card back in the day, and nowadays it's worth $2. And that's how it goes sometimes. I have other cards that are worth a ton, in other words, aren't. Oh, wait, this one's a foil. Oh my gosh. Gotta get the sticky out. Okay. It's a rare foil. I think I already have that one as a foil. So, I think we actually have 2 of these now. Okay, I'll have to set it aside. I'm going to set all the foils aside because I have a small foil collection already. There's so many of these I've run into. I kind of perused through the collection, and we ended up with multiple, sometimes 3, 4, 5 of the same card, multiples. And it's kind of frightening. Some of these are very old, and some of these cards are in very good shape. Some of them are really bad shape. I gotta tell you, a couple of the binders were near water, and it absolutely destroyed some very nice old cards. So that's what you're gonna look to in the future if you hang out and you watch this. We got some nasty old cards. Oh geez, more foils. Okay. Recover. And a protective sphere in foil. That's rather surprising. Okay, so I'm going to take this because it's on the next page, and I'm going to take that because it's there and it's already out. Some of the old foil cards are worth quite a bit nowadays. Do or Die. Rare. And Sapphire Leech. I'm surprising some of these aren't sticking as much as I thought they would. Now, you cannot see because there's just a little bit of hair. Yeah, you might see it now. There's a little bit of hair around this corner. It's not bad. It's not horrible. This card is in exceptional shape. But you do see one-on-one, person-to-person. There's a little bit of hair around that corner. And that might affect its value. And I might not care. Okay. I keep bumping the camera. I'm sorry, guys. Gentoo Stakes. See, okay, right there you see a little bit of hair. A little bit of white on the edge. Very little. But otherwise, look at that. That card's in really nice shape. And most of these are. Most of these have been in there for 20 or 30 years. A lot of them are very beautiful. I've taken some out that are in really, really bad shape. I took a Sylvan Library out that was just almost destroyed by water. And I bought it from my cousin because it was just destroyed, and I threw it on a deck. Because it's still a playable card, but it's lost most of its value. It had a great big fat stripe across the back that was bubbled and messed up. It had another one going down this way that it bubbled the card to like 4 times its normal thickness and damaged beyond belief. But the front was absolutely perfect. The back, all screwed up. Okay, Ruby Leech. Again, just a little bit of hair on the bottom. Not crazy. And back in those days, that's not insane. Those cards are in crazy shape. Okay, this collection has been just insane anyway. We've had no alphas. There are no alphas in this set that I've found so far. I did find one single solitary beta. It's like a $15 card. Not a big deal. But it was a beta card. I found a few, like 5, 6 unlimited at this point. But that's all, 5 or 6 unlimited. That's still kind of nuts that, 1994 cards in 2026. That's pretty cool. But nothing insane. We have found some valuable cards down the road, but we'll get to that. The first box of cards he brought me was, see, everything's sticking together. There was a set booster box of Mirrodin and a set booster box of 8th edition, and there was nothing in it but commons. No foils, no rares, no uncommons. And I was rather disappointed. And the next box he brought me was just a mishmash box of crap. There was nothing exciting in it. It was just a bunch of stuff. And the third time he brought me stuff, it was a big mishmash of cards. Some of it was sleeved, some of it had penny sleeves, some of it had nothing. But right on the very top was a revised Taiga in a hard case. And that guy got me excited. A very beautiful Taiga in very nice near mint state. I mean, literally, it was near mint. And that kind of got me excited about it. And then over the past few months, I mean, we live a ways apart, and he keeps bringing me stuff. And we get a little bit of everything. Some of the last stuff he brought me was these binders, which I did not expect, and I don't think he did either. several interesting cards from several interesting sets. Whenever a land comes into play, tap all lands its controller controls. That's like a directed Winter's Orb towards one person, huh? That's kind of cool. Irritating if you're playing against it, but cool. In one of our binders, there's a stack of Winter's Orbs that are absolutely destroyed by water damage. You'll see it eventually. One of the binders, the top third of every page is basically water damage. And it's sad and scary. I pulled a lot of good cards out of it, and you'll see that in the future, because there are a lot of good cards in it. There's some Mirage stuff in it that's just really cool that I pulled out. There's some tutors and stuff in it that we pulled out because the binder still felt kind of wet. This doesn't want to focus. Fight or flight is what this card is. And the camera does not want to focus on it no matter what. But there you go. I just knocked a bunch of hard cases on the floor. There's this filter. You know, I think it's the color. With the dark color, it manages to focus better. That's actually a cool card. I'm wondering if back in the day, like, oh, that's not there. It's on the next page, but it's like Urza's lamp, or Aladdin's lamp. I wonder if Aladdin's lamp in one set or another was still fairly close to the same, and now it's not anymore. Restock. I like it. That is Phyrexian Lens, if I can get it out, and if it's the only one. That's what I've run into in some of these binders. I've found 4, 5, 6 of the same card in the same packet, and you cannot get them out for the life of you. So these are pretty much all from the same set so far, which is kind of odd comparing it to some of the other binders we've had. The other binders are just like all over the place. Well, that's not it. That's so far that's like 2 different sets that I can recall. Oh, see, that one's got 2 or 3 of the same one. 2 or 3 of the same slot. Big struggle. Vibrating sphere. That looks like Ice Age. I think that's Ice Age. Well, these are both the same. Oh. Feldegriff from Alliance, or Alliances. And there's a double here, which is Ice Age Skeleton Ship on both of them. I'm going to pull both of these. They're different, but I'm going to pull them both just to get off the page. Oh. See, there we go again. That's the Legends icon, but it's white border, so it's Chronicles. And clay statue. Well, I don't have one. So that's 1995. Clay statue. Okay, white border. 95 again. Holy cow. I don't know how you would play that card. Well, these days. Back in the old days, it was different. We had a different... whatever. That's Alliances. Guess the Scepter. I recognize this icon, but I don't remember which one it is. It's a rare. My brain used to store all this information. When I was 20, I would remember every single one of these icons for the last 40 years, and now I don't. But I love playing with them. Okay, here's an actual Legends, a real Legends. Because you see it's got the Legends icon, but it's got the black border. Wall of Putrid Flesh. Protection from white. Damage done to wall by creatures with enchantment cards played on them is reduced to 0. And this is how you tell the difference between Chronicles and Legends. The Legends has the icon. Chronicles has a icon too, but if it's Chronicles, the border is white. I learned that the hard way, by the way, not to be dishonest, because I had no idea that Chronicles and anthologies existed at some point. And it bit me in the butt, because I had a card that would Legends of Recall is $180 or something, and Chronicles Recall is 87 cents. So there you go. That's where you get going. And they bite you in the backside if you don't know the difference. Ooh. Ooh. I see something that makes me a little interested here. Okay, there's one. There's two. Oh, there's three. So, what this is Destiny. If I remember correctly, it's the beaker. There's 3 goblin marshals. Okay. Well, 95. Well, that's interesting. I'm trying to get into focus. You can't see it very well on this, but the background here is very pearlescent. Makes me wonder. So I'm going to have to check that one out. We're going to put it up here with the foils to look at later. Speaking of foils, that is a rare Oracle's Attendance. You see the star here. That in the old system is a rare foil. And it doesn't mean rare foil. All the foils had this little shooting star here. But this is a shooting star, so it's a foil. And it is actually also a rare. Some of the very early ones, the icon didn't change colors, so you didn't have rare. And I have to look it up every time to see what it is, but we're going to set that one aside with the other rares and foils. Or the unknowns and foils. How's that? So that's Judgment Rare, Breaking Point. And I haven't looked it up, so I don't really know. Haven't stopped to look. Like I said, this stuff has been in the binders for 30 years plus, so it's a lot of crazy stuff. Parallax Inhibitor. This is just for the sake of any audiences out there. I hope you enjoy going through old cards because I have a boatload of them. They aren't mine for the most part. There are a few that are. Oh, here's another foil. Okay. Judgment, rare. It's gold. You got the star. Very uncommon. Storage Matrix, Beaker. So that's that Destiny. See, that's my big problem. The Urza's block, I keep getting confused on. I know the Gears is probably more popular, so I'm assuming it's where Gaia's Cradle is. I can't always remember that. Stronghold. Walking Dream. Oh, this has a bunch of them in it. Okay. Goblin Festival, Goblin Festival, Goblin Festival. Okay, these are all four the same. There you go. Oh, there's his incubator. Same thing. Beaker. I think that's Destiny. I do not remember exactly. I got one more. I'm gonna put these into their sets when I find them, but that one I don't know. That icon bites me in the butt. I don't remember if that is an actual set icon or if that is like a judge's promo. There's no date on it though, so you know what? I'm gonna put that in with the I'm gonna put that in with the foils just so I can look it up because I don't remember that icon. Alright, here we go. Yeah, another foil. I think when we're done with this, probably gonna have about 70 foils total because I have a lot of them already set aside because they were stacked in the normals or just bulk. So I think I have 45 to 50 that are already set aside that I knew that they were foils. And that's Ice Age, so that's not worth a ton because there's very little in Ice Age that's worth anything. Just saying. It's the way it is. There's some sets that have a lot of value, and there's some sets that don't have crap. And then there's some of this crap that they put tape over, and some that they open from the other side. Yeah, see, that one opens from the other side. Why did they do that? The beaker. Okay, there's his destiny again. Apprentice Necromancer. There's 3 of them. Alliance's Fatal Lore. You got the pages in backwards, I'm assuming. Ice Age again. Zer's wording. And that's okay. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I just like to figure out how to grab it. Omen of Fire. Alliances. And this is Legacy, I think. Archivist. Draw a card. Summon Wizard. Yeah. Oh, there we go. A rare. Tap, draw a card. Rare. Probably not a big deal. Alliances. Phyrexian Portal. Splintering Wind. You know, I honestly don't remember when they started doing the gold, silver, black. And I should know it, but I don't remember. Heart of Yavimaya. Comes into play, sacrifice a forest or bury Heart of Yavimaya. I think back in the day that was a great card. Dystopia. I wonder if Heart of Yavimaya was the Cavern of the Souls back in the day. That's probably Gaia's Cradle. Sorry. Snow Fortress. See, that's one of those where you can't see it. I can't see it on the screen. But it's very pearlescent. Pinks, blues, greens, and whites in the background here. In some sets, it really shows up very well. Summer Magic, 5th edition, shows up much better. Okay, Thought Lash. That was a really good card back in the day. Hers is Blueprints. During your next upkeep, after this permanent becomes under control, pay its casting cost or sacrifice it. So you gotta pay 6 and then 6 again. Whew. That's a rough card, man. These days, anyway. Okay, here we go. King Crab. Urza's foil. Back in the stack. I think I'm going to end up with way more than I thought. Okay, actually, I'm going to end it there. We're at an hour, or almost at an hour. Let's see, here's my cheat sheet for the other cards. I'm going to move it out of the way. So y'all have a good night. Enjoyed sharing what we got here.